Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Aishah and I'm actually working at McCann. It's actually a digital agency. It's part of the McCann World Group. McCann is an agency, I would imagine you would have heard of them. They are a famous agency headquartered in the US, and when we manage brands such as MasterCard and also Coca-Cola. But for myself, I work with a very strong team called the account managers. So we work on blue chip technology brands. So that's what we do, and we live and breathe technology. And alhamdulillah, it's been a very fun and fulfilling, I guess, 8 years at McCann. So that's what I do. I've been in the industry not by chance, so I know that all along I've been wanting to be in advertising. So I started my career in 1997, 1999 of sorts. I started working in an ad agency called J. Walter Thompson, and then I moved on right after about a couple of years, and I moved on to take up a role at Surya for about 6 months doing promotions and branding. Then thereafter, I find that I like to be more behind the scenes and running things as opposed to be caught in the glam of things. So that's not what I like to do. So that I moved on to digital marketing in the year 2000, where everyone seems to be a bit hesitant to disencouraging me to go into that field, because it's the year 2000 and it's all about the Y2K phenomenon. But I made the leap, and since then I've been in digital advertising for a good 20 years now. So when I first started, like 20 odd years ago, it has evolved since the day I learned and take up advertising as a subject back in my poly days. I took up mass communication in the Poly. So when we learned advertising, there was a very old school way of writing advertisement copy and the layout. So it was very hands-on and very manual. But it was kind of how it was done at my first job. So that was exactly how we do real advertising, where we start to do scams and write and draw. This is where the talent should be standing. This is where the product should be. This is where the copy should be. It's exactly as is. But fast forward to where we are now, those days of doing scams are no more. It's all about concept, copy, messaging, and understanding people's persona. And before you even derive the concept. So it has evolved obviously in the course of 20 years, specifically because I've been in digital advertising for 20 years. So it has also evolved in that space. When I first started, Google was not even available. We started with Alta Vista, we started with Lycos. I don't know whether you all would have experienced any of that or heard of those names. But we started then, and there was no such thing called advertising, banner advertising, or Instagram or Facebook. Facebook only came on board like 2007. So I've seen the gradual change in the landscape of both branding, marketing, and advertising, and all the way down to digital marketing. And we are very much advanced now, where we are not about looking at personas, but now we look at data, we look at analytics, we look at how people are performing and consuming content, so that we can do real-time optimizations of content and creative, so that people will consume your content. So it's very much data-driven advertising and marketing as we speak. So it's a bit different from what I used to learn in school and when I first started out in my career. So it's completely revolutionized. So social media on its own is a phenomenon, and there are many small agencies and specialist influencers, people who are nobody now can become key opinion leaders. That is increasing trend, and it will never go away. We are seeing the great demand of content creators. Again, it doesn't have to take a very expensive crew or even equipment, as long as you have the creativity to turn something into something really creative and sticky. That is basically what I think will keep on going, and as being the great demand that you will see in the next few years of marketing. So social media definitely is going to stay, although it's very cluttered. People are consuming content, but that's where it is. And regardless of whether we are marketing for consumer brands like FMCG, shampoo products, all the way down to like blue chip companies like Microsoft or Apple, every brand will have to be on social media. So now it's a matter of how do you break the clutter, and what should you do in terms of creating that kind of content that will resonate with the right type of audience. That's basically what your company is actually targeting at. So there's a bit of a trick to it, but it will never go away. MRM is an ad agency. So how ad agency is structured, there are center of excellence or business groups or departments within the agency. So we have the account management, which is basically the client servicing team, who would take the brief from the client or the brands, and then internalize the brief and figure out what exactly should be best done for your client to hit a specific KPI for the campaign, marketing campaign that they're gonna kick off. So that's the role of account management. So that's where I have been I've been in for many years. Then I work very closely with the technology team, who will be developing the websites, developing all the HTML pages and mobile pages, mobile apps and all that. So that's the technology team. And then there's also the creative team. The creative team comprises copywriters, content creators, art directors, designers, and even like long form article writers, blog writers. So that's creative, there's tech, and then and then of course we have the strategy team. In the digital advertising space, we have a more unique center of excellence for strategy. So we have UX, user experience design, you have data analytics team, you have different types of data programmers and database analysts and all that. So there are many centers of excellence. So the role of an account manager, if you are thinking of going into the space of marketing, or even in an ad agency format, in a construct, you need to work very well with the different stakeholders that you have in the agency. Knowing what kind of information that these individuals will need for you to then collectively create that campaign is very important. Timelines management is very important. But of course, that's just internal management. Now, externally, you need to obviously manage your client. You need to know your client's brand very well. You need to know what is your client's KPI, and resilience, and obviously being able to be determined to kind of make sure that you can get a lot of people together and orchestrate and facilitate the work. I think it's a lot of complexity management, because there's a lot of egos, especially in the creative department, and intricacies in the technology department. So you need to know a bit of all, but no need to kind of master every single thing. We just leave it to the expertise of the center of excellence to kind of pull it together for you, for the client. So I think being very hungry to learn, if you are starting out in this career, you must be willing to listen and be a sponge, and just absorb and go around and ask for feedback, making sure that you're on top of on your toes on all the deliverables that has to happen for that particular campaign. I think that's the very basic foundation or prerequisite of you wanting to be successful and being able to do very well in advertising and marketing. You need to have grit for sure. You need to really roll out your sleeves and take the initiative and learn it on your own, and ask when you think that you are not well equipped, and not just go and expect things to happen for you and you know, served on a platter for you. So that's number one, is grit and taking the initiative. As I've seen a lot of people going in and out of the role, there are differences in terms of, hey, I come up from SMU, you know, and I know it all, and I deserve to be promoted within the next year. Don't expect that. You need to learn things the hard way and be a bit humble and open up and learn. But that could really serve as a downfall if you have that mindset that you've scored fantastic, perfect GPAs, and then you come in and then, you know, that's not going to work, because it's all about your performance, your attitude, your behavior to deal with people. The real world is all about dealing with people, not so much about what you know. What you know can be trained, but how you tackle complex situations is something that will really show, toughen you up, and make you learn and explore things that you never know that you had that kind of a weakness, that kind of a strength.